today's video I'm going to be sharing with you the meals I've eaten over the past week. So hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, my name is Caroline. Before we get any further, yes, I am ill. I have a cold. My daughter brought home some germs from nursery and she has kindly shared them with me. So please excuse the voice and the red nose and whatnot. If this is the first time you have clicked on my page, hi, I'm Caroline. I am a vegan mother to two little ones. I have a 4-year-old little boy called Ellis and an 18-month little girl called Quinn. And today's video I'm going to be sharing with you the meals we've eaten over the past 7 days. We try and eat as a family most of the time, but realistically, as my son finishes school at 3:30, he is obviously starving when he comes home, so after a snack he wants dinner quite quickly, and so a lot of the time the kids do eat before we do. But where I have eaten together, or when I've remembered, I have shared what the kids have eaten for dinner as well. I will share with you the food shortly, but let me give you a quick rundown of the meals we've eaten this week. So one of my New Year's resolutions this year was to try and use our recipe books more, because we have so many recipe books. As you do, you collect them and then you only stick to I don't know, 1 or 2 of your favourite recipes from the book and you never venture further than that. And so one of my resolutions was to try and branch out and eat other recipes in these recipe books. And so 2 of the recipes that we had on Monday and Tuesday are from the Lucy Watson Feed Me Vegan book that we've never had before. So on the Monday, the kids had leftovers. They had pesto pasta and peas and frankfurter. No, they just had pesto pasta. That wasn't leftovers. They had that, but me and my husband had sweet potato and kale burritos, which were actually really delicious. I don't know why I've never been inclined to have these before. I think sometimes kale scares me a bit because it can be quite chewy. But actually, this burrito was delicious. Definitely will be having that again. So yeah, big fan of that. And then the next day we had mushroom mac and cheese. I'm a big fan of mac and cheese. Before we went vegan, mac and cheese was one of my favourite things to eat. And finding vegan alternatives for mac and cheese has always been tricky, but this recipe, however, although I was slightly dubious, you had to make a roux and you had to make the white sauce, I was a little bit like, this isn't going to work. Actually, it did work really well and it was actually really nice. The kids didn't like it that much, I have to say. The kids, my son especially, he's 4, he definitely has his favourite foods and he loves pesto, but he's not the biggest fan of white sauces and he doesn't really like mushrooms, so he was a bit, wasn't too keen on it. He did eat it, but he wasn't too thrilled. That's what we had on the Tuesday, mushroom mac and cheese. For the next day we had leftovers. So my husband and I had been out all of Wednesday. We went to the Disney 100 exhibition in London, so we had quite a big lunch because we had lunch out at a Vietnamese restaurant called Pho or Pho. I don't know how you say it. So we had quite a big lunch. So when we came back, the kids just had porridge. My son was really happy just to have porridge, and my daughter had been at nursery and so she eats quite a lot at nursery, so she wasn't that hungry, so porridge was perfect. It's nice and easy. So we had leftovers. I had the leftovers mushroom mac and cheese and my husband had leftovers of the burrito mix which we had on the Monday. However, to mix it up a bit, we did put in the air fryer the Green Cuisine veggie quarter pounders. Put them in the air fryer, and for some unknown reason, after I'd cooked them and plated up the whole dinner, I thought, let me just check the back of this box. Bear in mind, these are breadcrumbed vegetables in a patty shape. You know, there's nothing in there. It's just vegetables. However, I looked at the back of the pack and in fact they have milk and cheese, milk and eggs in them, so they are actually not vegan at all. It does say vegetarian on the box, which is probably my mistake for not noticing that, but realistically I think like other brands like Linda McCartney and other similar ones, if it says vegetarian on it, it usually does mean vegan, especially as the packaging is exactly the same. It's exactly the same, and saying powered by plants I think is a tad misleading because obviously if you've got milk and eggs in it, it's not plants. So anyway, we couldn't have those. Thankfully we had some vegan fish fillets in the freezer instead, so we put them in the air fryer and 10 minutes later all was right with the world, and those veggie patties were given to the garden so the birds could eat them. So on Thursday we had sausage, mash and peas. I needed to do a food shop at this point because we were running low on the amount of ingredients in the house. Thankfully we had some potatoes, peas and sausages, so we had that. It's one of, I think, my husband's favourite meal is sausage, mash and peas, so everyone had that. And on Friday, I did go to Aldi on Friday, and so I did buy lots of food, but of course we had a Chinese takeaway. It was my husband's birthday, so obviously it's his celebration. We had a Chinese takeaway. The kids had pizza, which we didn't show because we had been to a 5th birthday party in the evening, and so they came home. We just shoved a pizza in the freezer, shoved a frozen pizza in the oven for them. They ate that and went to bed. And then our Chinese came, and I will share with you what we had. I love Chinese. It's our favourite takeaway, and the only thing you have to be careful of when you are vegan ordering from a Chinese takeaway It's just to say when they have any rice dishes to not include egg, because fried rice tends to have egg in it. But yeah, delicious, delicious. And we also had that on Saturday at lunchtime, the leftover Chinese, which has to be done. If you don't eat your Chinese the next day, you're not doing it right. On the Saturday we had spaghetti bolognese, or pasta bolognese, but I forgot to film it because it went really wrong. It tasted okay, but I used passata instead of using chopped tomatoes, and I've never done that before, but I thought passata was the same as chopped tomatoes, and it's not. It just didn't look right, didn't taste right, and through my meddling to try and make it taste more like bolognese than just like red pasta sauce, I forgot to film it. But everyone had that. It tasted okay, it just wasn't as bolognese as I would prefer. Then the final meal we had this week was a mini roast dinner. We have a few of the Christmas festive bake things left in the freezer which we need to use up, so we used up I think it's a Sainsbury's chestnut loaf, which was fine. The kids weren't too keen on it, but I understand that because it was sort of very vegetable based in a long strip, which isn't very appealing to kids, but me and my husband liked it. My husband did the roast potatoes in the air fryer, which he was very chuffed about. We usually obviously do them in the oven, which takes an hour, and he did them for 20 minutes in the air fryer. They were definitely not as good as your traditional roasties, but if you ever want a quick fix for roast potatoes, I do recommend shoving them in the air fryer. Let me share with you now what all those meals look like. So dinner for the kids tonight is some just leftover pesto pasta from yesterday and some peas, cucumber. These are the fries, frankfurters, and there are these salted tortilla chips which I opened for myself. Kids saw them and now they want them too. So it's the Christmas tree ones. This is Quinn's one here. And then to go alongside that, I've made a juice, which is literally just, this is Aldi's one, it's Lidl. And with that, I've got 2 cubes of sea moss in there as well. Not plated up ours yet. I think we'll be having some sort of burrito, maybe, it depends, because as I've just got the recipe book open, I've realised we're actually missing some of the ingredients, which is really annoying. But yeah, that's what the kids are having. Dinner tonight is sweet potato and kale burritos. It's supposed to look like this, but we don't have all the ingredients. So this is the inner part. It's from this book. This is the burrito. That's dinner for tonight. Dinner tonight is this Lucy Watson Feed Me Vegan mushroom mac and cheese. So this is mine, Sean's, very similar, we do love our pasta. And then this is the kids' version, this is Quinn's one. She's got some pasta peas, some cut up grapes and an Oggs cupcake with no icing on. And then Ellis, my 4-year-old, has the same thing, but his cupcake has icing on it. He has half of the icing from this cake and I've obviously eaten the other bit because it would be rude not to. So yeah, that is dinner for tonight. I'm very much looking forward to this recipe. We've never had this pasta before. So yeah, looks delicious. It's a nursery day today, so we're just giving the kids porridge. Obviously not this whole bowl for one kid, we'll divide that up. There might be enough for breakfast as well, but that's what the kids are having for dinner tonight. So for dinner tonight, because we've been out all day, we've got these 4 veggie quarter pounders. I've just cooked all of them. I'm having some of the leftover pasta with those 2. Sean's got 2 of them as well, and he's currently going to have some rice from the kale and sweet potato burrito which we had the other day. Having that left over, I'm having the pasta left over, and that's dinner for Wednesday night. I have just realised these are not vegan veggie quarter pounders. I don't know why. You know, like your subconscious tells you to look again, and for some unknown reason I just picked it up and looked at the ingredients, and these have cheese and egg in them. Why do they do that? Green cuisine, like,
I thought green cuisine were like the vegan.
So I guess we're not eating those now, so we'll have something else instead. Thank goodness for the air fryer. We've got some green cuisine fish fillets instead. Would have been cooked, so they're not going to go to, we have to like feed them to the birds or something. 10 minutes later, we're having this instead, and the birds are going to get a treat tomorrow because we're not eating that, which is a shame, but it is what it is. It's alright. We've got these which are vegan. Goodness me. We have sausage and mash for dinner tonight. These are the Richmond sausages, vegan ones obviously. Peas, mash and gravy. Nice and easy. Going to do an Aldi shop tomorrow to get some more food because we've got slim pickings in the fridge and freezer at the moment. So that's what's for dinner tonight. Someone's birthday today.
Mine.
So we're having a Chinese takeaway for dinner. This is my plate. Sean is going to now plate up his here. So we have seaweed, as you can tell, the biggest thing on the plate. We have some mock meat in black bean sauce, mock meat in Szechuan, and also satay sauce. Some vegetable chow mein, some vegetable rice, and some veggie spring rolls. I think that's everything. And then we'll have a fortune cookie as dessert. And that is what is for dinner tonight. Dinner tonight is a little mini roast dinner. We're using up the things from the freezer. So we have this festive chestnut roast still to use. And they're cut up. So that's mine and Sean. Sean did roast potatoes in the air fryer. So that only took 20 minutes. He's very happy with himself there. And the kids'
20
ones.
minutes? They usually take an hour.
This one is Ellis's and this one is Quinn's. Obviously we've got gravy there. And then we'll also be having sauces like apple and cranberry. Yeah, that is what dinner is for tonight. So yes, they are the meals we had this week. Please let me know what you have had for dinner this week. I have did the big Aldi shop on Friday, as I mentioned, so I have a food plan already set to go for this week. Hopefully I can stick to it and we don't go too off-piste. Do have some new recipes in there. I think actually quite a few new recipes in there, in fact, actually. So I'll make sure I film that for our next weekly video for you. And if you have liked this video, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Hit subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next one.